Yeah, good evening, students. I hope you have done your test well. So now we'll discuss the paper AIMT test paper, complete 11th, date 21st of August. So coming to the first question, what is given in an experiment? Four quantities A, B, C, and D are measured with percentage error 1%, 2%, 3%, and 4%. Quantity P is calculated. Formula is given. Then they are asking find the percentage error in P. So percentage error in P. So directly we can write this 3 times of percentage error in A plus 2 times of percentage error in B plus percentage error in C plus percentage error in D. For division also we need to add the percentage error, which becomes 3 for 1. A is 1%. Plus 2 is 2%, plus 3 it is 3%, just 3, right? C is just 3%. 3 plus D is 4%. 4 plus 16, 19, sorry, 8 plus this is 6, 14%. So option A is correct. Fine. Next, coming to the next question. What is given? Velocity. Velocity of particle is given. V is equal to 80 plus bt square. V is equal to 80 plus bt square, where A and B are constant. Then the distance traveled by it between 1 second and 2 seconds is. So they have given velocity. I want distance traveled. So nothing but I need to integrate it, right? See, displacement to velocity, velocity to acceleration, differentiation. If you're coming back, you need to integrate. So I need to integrate it. I can write B as dx by dt equal to 80 plus bt square. Now dx will be what? This is 80 dt plus bt square dt. And integrate it from where to where? 1 to 2 seconds. 1 to 2 seconds. This is x. This becomes a t square by 2 1 to 2 plus b t cube by 3. This is again 1 to 2. So this becomes a t square is 4. So a by 2, I'll write here 4 by 4 minus 1 plus b by 3. 8 minus 1. So 3 by 2 is 7 by 3. Option B is velocity to displacement, you just need to integrate it. Displacement to velocity, just to differentiate it. Clear? Coming to the third question. Third question, what is given? A particle has initial velocity. Particle has initial velocity 3 I cap plus 4 j cap, and its expression is given. Its speed after 10 seconds. Very easy question. U vector is given 3 I cap plus 4 j cap, and A vector is given 0.4 I cap plus 0.3 j cap. I want time is given 10 seconds. So 10 seconds I can write velocity, right? V is equal to plus 80. U is 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. This is U vector. A vector is 0.4 time t, that means 4 I cap plus 3 j cap. So 7 I cap plus 7 j cap, right? This is P vector, but they are asking speed. For that, it should be root over a square plus b square, 7 square plus 7 square. So 7 square plus 7 square, that means I can write twice of 7 square, 7 root 2. Option B. 7 root 2 units. Right? Simple. Simple vector based question. Coming to question number 4. Question number 4, what is given here? Coefficient of static friction between the blocks. Static friction between block A and mass 2 kg. Block A mass 2 kg. This mass is given 2 kg. So block A mass is given 2 kg. This whole mass.
68.
Right. This is given 2 kg. Now, the table is showing the figure is 0.2. What will the maximum value of block be so that the two blocks go on? So I'll just draw a free word diagram. This is mg. This will be tension. This is tension T. This is friction F. So that means tension should be equal to friction F. Only that it won't move, right? And tension should be equal to friction F is what? This is mu times mg mu and mu mg already. And tension is equal to small mg, mass of B. This is mass of A, right? Friction experienced by A. So D is mass of B into G equal to U times mass of A into G. G will get cancelled. Mu is given 0.2. Mass of A is 2 kg. Maximum value of B. So mass of B will be 0.2 times 2 kg. So 0.4 kgs. Option D is correct. Here. Next. Coming to question number 5. Question number 5. What is given here?
In which of the following this hydronium minus
A 600 kg rocket. A 600 kg rocket is set for a vertical firing if the exhaust speed is 1000 meter per second. The mass of the gas ejected per second to supply the thrust needed to overcome the weight of rocket. So I want the mass of the gas ejected per second. I want rate of mass. So 600 kg is there. So if 600 kg is there, weight will be how much? 6000 mg, right? Weight will be 6000. Now, with what velocity I need? Velocity is 1000 meter per second. So what I want the thrust. Thrust will be how much? See, force is what? dmv by dt. Velocity is constant and they want rate of mass. Force is how much? mg. 6000 equal to velocity is how much? 1000 into rate of mass dm by dt. This three get cancelled. Rate of mass will be how much? 6 kg per second. Rate of mass will be 6 kg per second. Next, question number 6. A body of mass 6. A body of mass 1 kg begins to move under the action of a time-dependent force. Force is given 2t I cap plus 3t square j cap Newton, where I and j are unit vectors along x and y axis. What power will be developed by the force at time t? So force is given 2t I cap plus 3t square j cap. Okay. What power will be developed by the force at time t? At time t, I want power. Mass is given 1 kg. Okay. So how to find power? So power is what? Work done by time. So integration F dot ds vector by dt. This is work done by time.
So hydrogen is
Now
equal
you can
to
write as
hydrogen is 4 surrounding
F is given, F is a vector given 2t I cap plus 3t square j cap. Then mass is given 1 kg. So they are just asking power. So with the help of mass, the force is given. A will be how much? A will be 2t I cap plus 3t square j cap. This is A. This ds by dt, this is V, right? So power I can write is power is a scalar quantity. F vector dot V vector. F vector dot V vector. Right? So V vector I need to find. F vector is already given. F vector is already given. V vector I need to find. V vector how will find? This is dV by dt na equal to 2t I cap plus 3t square j cap. So dV integration equal to, directly I'll solve it. This becomes 2t square by 2 plus 3t cube by 3. Directly I'm solving. 3 get cancelled, 2 get cancelled. This is V. So V is t square plus t cube, and F is already given 2t plus 3t. So 2t into t square, 2t cube and 3t square into t cube. That means 3 to the power 5. Option C is correct. Clear? Next, coming to question number 7. Question number 7, what is given? What is the minimum velocity with which a body of mass m must enter a vertical loop of radius r so that it's complete loop? So this is a question based on critical vertical circular motion. Directly, this is what root 5 gr. Here it should be root 3 gr. This is root gr, and again root 3 gr. But these are the velocities at midpoint, highest point, and lower point under critical vertical circular motion. So they're asking it should enter the vertical loop. Here, what velocity it should have? Root 5 gr. So option C is correct. It should have root 5 gr. Option C is correct. Next question number 8. 300 joules of work is done in sliding a 2 kg block up an inclined plane of height 10 meters. Work done against friction. Yeah. So important question. This is work energy theorem. Work done by conservative plus work done by non-conservative plus work done by external equal to change in kinetic energy. This is work energy theorem. Work done by external force 0. There is no external agent here. Now what is given? 300 joules of work is done in sliding 2 kg block up an incline. Yeah, work done by external force is there. This itself is given. 2 kg block up an inclined plane of height 10 meters. Yeah. Then work done against friction. Now work done by conservative force is negative of change in potential energy. Clear? And plus work done by non-conservative, nothing but work done by friction. Changing kinetic energy is 0 now, because initial kinetic energy is 0, and finally after sliding up, that kinetic energy again is 0. Plus this is now 300 joules equal to 0. Change in, that is final potential energy minus initial potential energy. What is final potential energy? mgh 2 into g. G is given 10 into h. H is also given 10. So plus work done by friction plus 300 equal to 0. So 300 minus 200 equal to 100. So work done by friction equal to minus 100 joules. Obviously friction will do negative work. Friction will do negative work. So your correct answer is B. Next. Coming to question number 9. A bomb of mass 30 kg at rest explodes into two pieces. Okay, the kinetic energy of the other mass. Important question, nice question here. How to find the kinetic energy of other mass? See, in an explosion, only momentum is conserved. Kinetic energy is not conserved. Keep in mind. So, bomb of mass 30 kg is there, right? This is 30 kg. 30 kg. Yeah. Explodes into two pieces of mass 18 kg and 12 kg. So 18 kg. This is 12 kg. The velocity of 18 kg of mass is 6 kg. 6 meter per second. So this is 7 velocity, 6 meter per second. What about velocity of this? Kinetic energy of the other mass. I need to find velocity. So initial momentum is 0. Final momentum will be what? Let's say 18 into 6 I cap plus this becomes 12 into, let's say, v velocity minus I cap. Obviously, just to keep the momentum 0, both the velocities should be in opposite direction. Both the momentum should be in opposite direction so that they cancel out each other. So this becomes 12v equal to 6 times of 18. 6 to 12 into 9. V is equal to 9 meter per second. V I got. But they are asking kinetic energy. That means half m. M is how much? 12 into V square. So answer will be 486. Option B. Okay. Once again, keep in mind, whenever there is a bomb-based question, conservation of momentum takes place, but there is no conservation of energy because any explosion will create energy. Okay, final energy will be greater than the initial because it is creating energy. Fine. Coming to question number 10. A stone is thrown at an angle of horizontal with kinetic energy K. The kinetic energy at the highest point. Very easy question. At the highest point, velocity will be how much? Velocity will be v cos theta. The stone is thrown at an angle of dash. So here it should be angle of 45 degree to the horizontal. Angle is missing here. Okay, angle is missing. 45 degree. So at the highest most point, what will happen? V u cos theta, u cos theta means u by root 2. At the highest point, velocity will be u by root 2. So kinetic energy will be how much? Kinetic energy will be half m v square. That means u square by 2. So option A is correct because half m u square. Half mu square is nothing but kinetic energy initial. So K by 2.
So what is the electrofilament which can accept the load which accept the load electrophile is a negative charge, strong and electrophile is a generally
should be K by 2.
And in form accept only generally is this this partial is this and electrophile can either neutral or partially charged.
Come to the next question.
And can be found
Question number 11. Two bodies with kinetic energies in the ratio 4:1 are moving with equal angular linear momentum, the ratio of their masses. Easy question.
So option C the first students.
Ratio of their masses, right? So kinetic energy of all v square. Kinetic energy v square by 2. Same momentum, that means kinetic energy 1 by kinetic energy 2 will be equal to m2 by m. So answer 1 is equal. Next question. Question number 12. A metal ball has mass 2 kg moving with velocity 36 km/h has a head-on collision with a stationary ball 3 kg. If after the collision, the two balls move together, loss in kinetic energy due to collision. Easy. So ball of mass 2 kg moving velocity. So there is a ball of 2 kg. 36 means 10 meter per second. 5 by 80. 10 meter per second. Head on stationary mass is how much? 3 kg. If after the collision the two balls move together, that's what kind of collision is this? Perfectly inelastic collision. Same velocity, right? Momentum is conserved. So m1 into v1 plus 3 into 0. So 5 times v. So answer will be velocity is what? Velocity will be this is 0, 5 to 10, 4 meter per second. Okay. 4 meter per second. So final kinetic energy final will be half m. M is 5 into v square, 16 4 20 joules. Final kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy is how much? Half m v square, 10 square 100.
Next question number 83. Question number 83 we have
100
predict the
joules.
correct intermediate
Okay.
and product. The following.
Loss in kinetic energy.
Propine, right? Propine and the running rate H2O in presence of
10
mercury.
square.
Mercury applied Marconi proportion. Marconi proportion. The Marconi proportion cannot be added here. Hydrogen to the water.
So it should be 80 or 60.
Space we have add each carbon atom is number of hydrogens.
Yeah, it should be 80 or 60. Check it. Next,
So
coming to question number 13. Question number 13. 3 identical spherical shells of mass. And I think this one is 2017 NEET question. 3 identical spherical shells, each of mass m, radius are based on millimeter. What I want, I need net moment of inertia about this axis. See here, what you should do is you should need to shift moment of inertia of this here. Net moment of inertia will be, let's say this is first, second, third. For first one it is spherical shell. Spherical shell will be what? 2 by shell is always more. 2 by 3 mr square plus 2 by 3 mr square plus md square. D is how much? R on mr square into 2, because same thing you could do twice. That's why writing into 2. Okay. Solve it. You will get answer will be answer will be 4 mr square. Moment of inertia system considering 3 spherical shells about the axis. All the 3 answer will be 4 mr square. Option D. Next. Number 14. A ball of mass 0.2 kg attached to the end of a string of length 1.96 meter is moving in a horizontal surface. String will break if the tension is more than 5 newton. What is the maximum speed with which ball can move? mv square by r. Centrifugal force equal to 25. Mass is given, r is given. You need to find v. That's all. In a horizontal circle, centripetal force, which is tension, which is centrifugal force, mv square. Mass is given, r is given, 25. You just need to find v. Fine. Easy. Next question. Question number 15. What is given here? If a flywheel makes 120 revolutions per minute, then its angular speed will be omega is given. V is equal to r cross omega. V is equal to r cross omega.
The identity bind with carbon monoxide that is here. For most rich cases, microorganisms present in solid So both answers will compare and the correct option.
Angular speed, just omega they're asking. Just need to convert. They're not asking linear speed. You just need to convert. 120 revolution is what? 2 pi radians per 1 minute is 60 seconds. 6 to 2. So this will be 4. 120 revolutions, right? 120 revolutions. 2 pi by 60. 4 pi radians. It should be B, not C. It should be B. Next. If a hollow sphere is rolling, the ratio of translation energy to total kinetic energy is given by ratio of translation kinetic energy by total kinetic energy. See, translation kinetic energy is how much? Half m v square. Total kinetic energy will be half m v square plus half I omega square. Okay. Now I is how much? I can written as hollow sphere. Hollow sphere will be 2 by 3 mr square. I is 2 by 3 mr square. Omega I can write. See, V is equal to R omega, R cross omega. Omega will be V by R. So omega I can write this V by R. Substitute this two in this, then you can directly take a ratio. Half m, half m, half m will be common. All the sides it will cancel out. Answer will be 3 by 5. Next, coming to question number 17. Moment of inertia of its uniform circular disc about the diameter is I. Its moment of inertia about its axis perpendicular to its plane and passing through a point on its rim. So there is a disc is given. So moment of inertia for a uniform circular disc about a diameter is I. So about a diameter, this moment of inertia is I. This will also be I because it's a symmetric object. So I can write. So this will be how much? Moment of inertia. I plus I 2I. Then I want its moment of inertia about an axis perpendicular to a plane and passing through a point on its rim. This is I want. So 2I plus m r square. Now I need to find value of mr square. I know that mr square by 2 is 2y. So mr square equal to 4. See, about this axis, it is mr square by 2, right? And it is given it is 2. That's why I'm equating it. So mr square equal to 4. So if mr square is 4, this answer will be 4i plus 2 is 6i. So C is the correct answer. Next. The density of newly discovered planet is twice that of Earth. The acceleration due to gravity at the center of the planet is equal to that at the surface of the Earth. If the radius of the Earth is R, the radius of planet will be. Nice question. Density of the newly discovered planet is twice that of Earth. Planet is twice that of Earth. The acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the planet is equal to that the surface of Earth. So equal to Earth. If the radius of the Earth is R, radius of planet will be. What is acceleration due to gravity? G mass of the planet by radius of the planet whole square equal to G mass of the Earth by radius of the Earth whole square. Density is twice. Density is 4 by 3 pi radius of the planet whole cube should be equal to 4 by 3 pi radius of the Earth whole cube. Next, 4 by 3 by 4 by 3 by cancel out. Into 2 is there. Into 2. Then RP whole cube divided by RE whole cube is 2. Now mass is what? Mass is there. So density, sorry, mass by volume. Density is mass by volume. Density is equal mass of the planet by volume 4/3 by radius of the planet whole cube equal to mass of the earth 4/3 by radius of earth whole cube into 2. Next, 4/3 by 4/3 by cancel. Then mass of the planet by mass of the earth into the radius of the earth by radius of the planet whole cube equal to 2. So here this get cancelled. Then mass of the planet by mass of earth is rp square by re square. So this is rp square by re square into re cube by rp cube. Okay. So this becomes re square by rp, re by rp equal to 2. So what they are asking, radius of planet is half of the radius of earth. Answer will be radius of planet will be half of radius of the earth. Next, question number 19. A satellite A of mass m is at a distance r from the surface of earth. Another satellite B of mass 2m is at a distance 2r from the earth's surface. Time period are in the ratio. Easy. Distance is given. So satellite is there, a mass m, mass is m, radius is r from the surface of earth. So let's say radius of the earth is capital R. Total distance will be r plus r. Another satellite B of mass 2m, distance 2r from the surface of earth. So another satellite, this will be r plus 2r. Mass is 2m. Then time period of will be in the ratio. Time period is what? Time period is 2 pi by omega. Or we can write this 2 pi r by v. How to find v? V is what? Orbital velocity. So this becomes t1, this is t2, r1 orbital velocity of the first satellite. This is 2 pi r2 by orbital velocity of second satellite. 2 pi get cancelled. It becomes r1 by r2 into v02 by v0. Just substitute orbital velocity formula. Take a ratio. Option D will be correct. Next. Question number 20. The mean radius of the earth is r. Its angular speed on its own axis is omega. Then the acceleration due to gravity at the Earth's surface is g. What is the radius of the orbit of a geostationary satellite? Now, what is a geostationary satellite? Which has same time period that of Earth. Clear? Mean radius of Earth is r, angular speed is omega, and its acceleration due to gravity on the Earth's surface is g. What will be the radius of the orbit of a geostationary satellite? So geostationary satellite is nothing but the satellite which has same time period is ht. Now this is r, capital R. Acceleration due to gravity is given g. Radius of the orbit of a geostationary satellite. So I'll just make a small diagram. Let's say this is orbit of geostationary satellite, and let's say there is the Earth. Mean radius of Earth is given. This is given r, and angular speed of on its own axis is given omega, and the acceleration due to gravity at the Earth's surface, this is given g. Fine. What will be the radius of the orbit of a geosatellites satellite? So this is nothing but radius of the orbit r they are asking. So I know that t square is directly proportional to r cube. Fine. Now t square is directly proportional to r cube. So r cube, r will be how much? Cube root of t square. Cube root of t square. So t square by q. Put the time period of the geostationary satellite in this formula and put the cube root. Next. Question number 21. The rectangular film of liquid is extracted from. So from one dimension to another, work done is 3 into 10 power minus 4 joules. The value of the surface tension of the liquid is. See how to find. So work done is nothing but surface tension times change in surface area. Okay, so this is given 3 into 10 power minus 4. Surface tension times change in surface area is what here? 4 to 8, 5, 4, 20 centimeters square. That is 20 into 10 power minus 4 minus 8 into 10 power minus 4 into 2 because it's a liquid, na? There will be two surfaces. Okay, now this 20 minus 8, this becomes 12, 24, 3 by 24 into 10 power minus 4. 10 power minus 4 cancel. Option B will correct. Surface tension time length will give you force. Surface tension time change in area will give you work. Question number 22. Question number 22. What is given here? The liquids of densities rho 1, rho 2, rho 3 having the same value of surface tension T rise to a same height in 3 identical capillaries. The angle of contact theta 1, theta 2, theta 0 obey. Now here it will be they're asking angle of contact. Three liquids of densities rho 1, rho 2, rho 3. Rho 1 is greater than rho 2 having the same value of surface tension. Surface tension is same. Rise to same height in 3 identical capillaries. Height of capillary is also same. Okay. So answer, what is height? Height 2t cos theta by r rho g, na? 2t cos theta by r rho g. Clear? Now with the help of this formula, you have to solve this. T is same, density g is same, 2 is same, radius of capillary will also be same. H will be directly proportional to cos theta by So option B will be correct. Next, coming to 23rd. The approximate depth of ocean is 2,700 meters. The compressibility of water is given. Density of water is given. Fractional compression of water will be obtained at the bottom of the ocean. Fractional compression. Delta V by V. What is compressibility? Compressibility is 1 by bulk modulus. Is given 45.4 into 10 power minus 11. Compressibility of water is given 1 by bulk modulus. Okay. H is given 2,700 meter. This is 2,700 meter. This is P naught. P at P will be how much? P naught plus rho g H. So bulk modulus is what here? Bulk modulus is pressure by minus of del V by V. This is what they are asking. So minus of del V by V will be equal to P by B. 1 by B value is given. Pressure value you can find P naught plus rho GH. P naught is how much? 1.01 into 10 power 5 Pascal or Newton per meter square. Clear? Next, question number 24. A wind of speed 40 meter per second blows parallel to the roof of the house. The area of the roof is 250 meters square. Assuming the pressure inside the house is atmospheric pressure, the force exerted by the wind on the roof and the direction of force will be. Nice question. So a wind with speed 40 meter per second blows parallel to the roof of the house. So there's a house, let's say. So wind velocity is given 40 meter per second. The area of the loop A is given as 250 meters square. Assuming the pressure inside the house is atmospheric pressure. Here pressure is given, atmospheric pressure P naught. The force exerted by the wind on the roof and the direction of force will be. So direction of force will be obviously upwards, not downwards. Because where velocity is more, pressure will be less. Where velocity, here it is almost less. Here pressure is more. Here we will to use Bernoulli's theorem. Here we will to use Bernoulli's theorem. Okay. How we use Bernoulli's theorem? Density of air, pressure of air is given 1.2 kg per meter cube. Okay, without using Bernoulli's theorem also you can solve it. How? Downward pressure, downward force minus upward force minus downward force. What is the upward force? This is density of air, right? Yeah. Density of air is given. Just density of air is given. So then you can use Bernoulli's theorem. How? Let us say this is point A, this is point B. What is Bernoulli's theorem? Half rho velocity at A whole square plus rho GH yeah. Rho G, rho of A, pressure at A equal to constant. Apply in A and B, you will get difference in pressure. Difference in pressure times the area, you will get force. Apply Bernoulli's theorem in point A and B, you will get difference in pressure. Difference in pressure times the area, you will get force. Obviously, force will be upwards. Force is upwards because pressure down is greater than the pressure up. So net force will be upwards. Okay. Offensive will be correct. Now coming to question number 25, what is given? The following 4 wires are made of same material. Which of these will have the largest extension when the same tension is applied? Material is same. Which of these will have? So when material is same, Young's modulus is same. And what they are giving? Same tension is, force is also same. Same material, which of these wire has largest extension when length is differing, diameter is different. Okay. So I can write Young's modulus equal to F by A into L by delta L. Force is same. What they're asking, which of these will have the largest extension? Delta L will come this side. Delta L equal to F by Y L. This is A. Now force is same, Young's modulus is same, L by A. Now you just need to make a ratio of what? L by d square. Whosever ratio is less, its extension will be less. You just need to make a ratio L by d square. Okay, so option A will. Next, number 26. The mean free path of molecule of gas radius r is inversely proportional to obviously r square. Question 27. The piece of rod is heated in a flame. It first becomes dull red, then becomes reddish yellow, then finally turns to white hot. Wien's displacement theorem question. Correct explanation of the above observations using Wien's displacement theorem. A gas is taken through a cycle A, B, C, A. What is the net work done by the gas? Net work done is nothing but under PV curve is area under the curve. But it's a cyclic process. Na? Just need to find the area of this. Half into base into height. Question number 29. Liquid oxygen at 50 K is heated to 300 K at constant pressure of 1 atm. Rate of heating is constant. Which of the following graph represent the variation of temperature with time? Oxygen is heated at 300 K at constant pressure. Oxygen is heated at temperatures given 50 K. Heated to 300 K. Temperature is increasing, right? At constant pressure. Pressure is 180. The rate of heating is constant. The rate of heating is also constant. Which of the following graph represents variation of temperature with time? I want variation of temperature with time. So in first example, what is given? At t equal to 0, it was already having some temperature, right? Yes. At t equal to 0, it is already having some temperature. Then temperature has increased. Temperature is increased. After that, temperature become constant. Again, temperature will increase. Why? Rate of heating is constant, right? Rate of heating is constant. Option A. Liquid oxygen at 50 K. If I heat it, after reaching some temperature, what will happen? It will change into gas. Change of state is there. Na? Change of state is there, means there will be a constant temperature. Change of state is isothermal process. Isothermal process. So temperature is constant. Again, once it is changed into gas, that it will increase its temperature. So option A is correct. Now question number 30, the ratio of specific heat of a gas at constant pressure to that of a constant value is gamma. The ratio of specific heat of gas at constant pressure to that of constant value. Cp by Cv is given. Cp by Cv is given gamma. The change in internal energy of a mass of gas when the volume changes from V to 2V at constant pressure. Volume is changing at constant pressure. They're asking the change in internal energy. Del U equal to NCV del T. The ratio of specific heat of a gas at constant pressure, constant value is gamma. The change in internal energy of the mass of a gas when the volume changed from V to 2V at constant pressure. What is the formula? Q equal to work done plus del U. Q is NCP del T. This is PV, P del V. Plus del U is NCV del T. Just divide by NCP del T here also. NCP del T. Here also NCP del T. Cp by this becomes 1. Cp by Cv, Cp by Cv is gamma. Cp by Cv is gamma. Or else if you want, you can do like this. Just want changing internal energy, right? You just want NCV. So you just that is nothing but NCV del T is equal to P del V divided by NCP del V. Cp by Cv is gamma. Substitute this, you'll get the answer. Option C. Or else you can substitute here in place of Cp, in place of gamma, you can substitute Cp by Cv. Next. Question number 31. Efficiency of Carnot engine operating between temperatures 100 degrees Celsius and minus 23 degrees Celsius. Efficiency they are asking. Efficiency is what? Heat of a Carnot engine, right? Efficiency is heat taken from the source by work. Say Q1 equal to Q2 plus work done. Right? So efficiency equal to Q1, heat taken from the source. This is heat taken from the source. This is work done. This is Q2. Next. The pressure of the gas is raised from 27 to 927 degrees Celsius. Root means square. This root means square. Root over 3 RT by T you keep in Kelvin. Only then you'll get the answer. T you keep in Kelvin here. Question number 33. The number of translational degree of freedom of diatomic gas. Diatomic gas is what? Degree of freedom is equal to 5. Okay. This can be divided into translational, rotational, and vibrational. Translation is 3, rotational is 2, vibration is 0. They are some translation. 3. Question number 34. A thermodynamic process is shown in the figure. The pressure and volume corresponding to some point in the figure are. Okay, the process AB, 600 joules of heat is being added to the system, and the process BC, 200 joules of heat is being added to the system. Change in energy of the system in the process EC will be. Heat is given. Work done you can find. See, work done is what area under PV current. Heat is given. Then using first law of thermodynamics, Q is equal to work done plus del U. Clear? You can find del U. Coming to question number 35. 27 degrees Celsius. At 27 degrees Celsius, a gas is compressed suddenly such that its pressure becomes 1/8 of the original pressure. Final temperature will be. At 27 degrees Celsius, a gas is compressed suddenly such that the pressure becomes 1/8 of the original pressure. Final temperature will be. Original pressure, let's say P. P1 is given P. P2 is given 1 by 8 of the original pressure. Gamma is given 5 by 3. Okay. Now we can have a relation between what is it? Pressure and temperature. Pressure and temperature when gamma is given. What is that here? So see, PV power gamma is constant. Now I can write this. I want pressure and temperature. I know that PV is equal to nRT. V can be written as nRT by P. So this becomes P 1 minus gamma, okay, and T power gamma is constant. So P1 1 minus gamma into T1 gamma equal to P2 1 minus gamma into T2 gamma. You can take this down. Gamma is already given 5 by 3. Next, question number 36. Particle execute linear SHM with the amplitude 3 cm when the particle is at 2 cm from the main portion. Magnitude of its velocity equal to that of the acceleration. Then its time period. So amplitude is given 3 cm. Particle is at x is given 2 cm. Velocity magnitude is equal to its acceleration. What is velocity magnitude? Omega root over a square. That means 3 square 9 minus a square minus x square 2 square 4. A square minus b equal to a is what? X omega square, right? Omega square or a equal to minus omega square. Only magnitude means omega square x. So this is omega square x is given 2. So omega this get cancelled. 9 minus 4 is 5 root 5. Root 5 by 2 equal to omega time period is 2 pi by omega. So 2 pi root over. So 2 pi into 2 by root 5. That is 4 pi by root 5. Option C is correct. 36. Now next question number 37. A body of mass m is attached to a lower end of a spring whose upper end is fixed. The spring is negligible mass. When the mass m is slightly pulled down and released, it oscillates at time period 3. When the mass m is increased by 1 kg, time period of 5, the value of m in kg is. Yeah, time period is what formula? What is the time period of oscillation? 2 pi root over m by k. Spring I am not changing, right? So T1 by T2 equal to root over m1 by m2. M1 is given. So M1 is given how much? Increase by 1 kg. Na? So this is root over m by m2 is m plus 1. This becomes 3 by 5. That is 9 by 25. 9 by 25 is equal to m by m plus 1. Solve this, will get question number 38. A particle execute SHM with amplitude A, time period of oscillation is t. The minimum time taken by the particle to travel half of the amplitude from the equilibrium position. To travel half of the amplitude from the equilibrium position. Particle execute SHM oscillation with a time amplitude is given A, time period of oscillation is given t. The minimum time taken by the particle to travel half of its amplitude from the equilibrium. This is the equilibrium position. This I want t. This is half of the amplitude. So x is given a by 2. I can write x equal to a sine omega t. X is what? A by 2 equal to a sine omega. That is 2 pi by time period na? Into t. Cancel. This is what? Pi by 30 degree na? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So pi by 6 equal to 2 pi by t into small t. This cancel. T is equal to small t equal to T by 12. C is correct. Okay. Now coming to question number 39. The potential energy of SHM, simple harmonic oscillator, when the particle is halfway to its end point, halfway to its end point. I want the potential energy in terms of total energy. Yes. Halfway is somewhere here. So x equal to what? A by 2. Clear? The potential energy would half k x square. That is half k x is how much? A by 2 whole square. That is half k a square by 4. Now half k a square is nothing but total energy. So this becomes E by 4. Option A is correct. Question number 40. A mass M is suspended from two coupled springs connected in series. The force constant of spring are K1 and K2. Time period of suspended mass. Springs in series is what? K equivalent will be K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. Time period is what? 2 by root over M by K equivalent. This you need to substitute here. Clear? Question number 41. Two cars moving in opposite direction approach each other with speed of. This is 2016 NEET question. 2017, sorry. 2017 NEET question. But opposite separate question. They approach each other with speed. This is 22 meter per second. This is 16.5 meter per second respectively. The diagram of the first car blows F0 is given 400 hertz. This is velocity of source. This is velocity of observer. Frequency heard by the driver of second car. So F is equal to F0 V. This is VO. This is VVS. Observer is at rest. Source is moving. So negative. Source is at rest. Observer is moving. Positive. Substitute F0 value. V is 340. V0 is given 22 meter per second. Vs is V0 is 16.5. Vs is 22. Substitute, we'll get 440 hertz. Doppler substituting. Next question 42. A uniform rod, uniform rope of length L, mass M, M1 hangs vertically from a rigid support. A block of mass M2 is attached to the free end of the rope. A transverse pulse of wavelength λ1 is produced at the lower end of the rope. Wavelength of the pulse when it reaches the top of the rope is λ2. λ2 by λ1. Yes. λ2 by λ1. So here time period, tension, velocity of rope equal to root over T by mu, where mu is mass per unit length. So in first case, what is happening? The transverse pulse of wavelength λ1 is produced at the lower end of the rope. The wavelength of the pulse when it reaches the top of the rope is λ2. Here it is λ1, it is top of the rope, that is λ2. λ2 by λ1. So see, when it reaches the top, that means mass will be mass of the object which is hanging, which is m1, and also the mass of the rope, which is m2. Okay, So lambda 2 by lambda 1 will be ratio of the masses m1 plus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 divided by m2 divided by m2. Next, question number 43. Fundamental frequency of a closed organ pipe of length 20 cm is equal to the second overtone of an organ pipe. Fundamental frequency n equal to 1. Closed organ pipe frequency equal to nb by 4l. Should be equal to what given? Is equal to second overtone of an organ by open both the ends. Second overtone, see both the ends means 1, 2, 3, 4. This first overtone, second overtone is 3. So this is 3 into V by 2L. L1, this is L2. V we get cancelled, N is given 1, 2 to 4. Okay. Length of or this is given 20. 3 is there. 20 meter length closed organ pipe L1 is given 20, so it's given 40. 1 by 40 equal to 3 by L2. L2 is equal to 40 into 3, 120. Options. Question number 44. A traveling wave. A wave traveling in the positive x direction having displacement along y direction is 1 meter. Wavelength m, frequency 1 by lambda hertz is represented by. Positive x direction means both should be of different sign. Coefficient of x and coefficient t should be of different sign. Clear? And having displacement along y direction is 1 meter. Amplitude is given 1 meter. Fine. Wavelength m. K is equal to what? 2 pi by lambda. And frequency of 1 by hertz is represented by. So frequency y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx. Both the signs should be opposite, then only we can say that it is moving in positive x direction. Now omega will what? Omega is 2 pi by time period. This is how we can find time period. And k is what? 2 pi by lambda. This is how we can find lambda wavelength. Next question. The tuning fork of frequency 512 Hz make 4 bits with vibrating with vibration string of piano. The beat frequency is 2 beats. When the tension in the piano string is slightly increased, the frequency of the piano string before increasing the tension was. See, with the help of 512 Hz, it is making 4 bits. Okay. Now I want the frequency. 4 bits are there, right? So 512 minus 4 equal to frequency. So this is 508. Option D is correct. Okay. Yeah. So that's all, students. I hope you have understood today's doubt clearing session. Next, see you in the next test. I think next test will be of full length 12th. Thank you.